Howdy there, I'm UndeadNekomancer, and we're playing some Phantom Forces today. It's kind of weird for me to say that intro that I used to do because I just can't believe that used to be my intro. I don't know. It's weird because I don't really do intros anymore. So I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section below. Do you guys like it when I do that intro with the like howdy there and whatnot, or is it better to just jump right into the video in your guys' opinion? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. I don't mind at all. But we're gonna be playing with M14 mainly because I just kind of, I don't know. I'm just playing with whatever gun I feel like right now. I'm trying to get 1,000 kills on all my weapons still, sort of, but not really. It's not like my main focus right now. It's not like I'm grinding in a super absurd amount or anything like that, but I'm grinding a good amount, I say. It's not bad. But I gotta say, man, I am so sick and tired of all the cheaters on Roblox. It's so hard for me to enjoy Roblox games nowadays because of the way that people just are. Roblox has this really big issue, and they've had it for such a long time. I can't even begin to fathom how long it's been existing on Roblox. Like, we're talking ever since like 2009, 2008 or whatever, there's been an exploiting problem on Roblox. There's been times where Roblox exploiters were nerfed in some sort of way through some sort of anti-cheat or whatnot, but it never lasted and it never was super strong either. So now we're at this point in time where it's the anti-cheat versus the exploiters and the developers of the exploits and yada yada yada. It's just a mess, man. But the reason why I talk about this is because the very last time I played Phantom Forces and the time that I'm playing today, in fact, I did a recent stream. I can't remember exactly what day it was, but I did a stream, and part of it was on Phantom Forces, and I ran into a 1v1 of cheaters. Essentially, there was a cheater per team, and they were essentially just 1v1ing, and everyone just had to suffer with them. It was such a strange circumstance. And then again, you wouldn't believe it, I just hopped on today to get this video recording done, and there was these literal scum of the earth pieces of shit on either team, and they were 1v1ing again with cheats. And now here I am in this server, and it doesn't seem like anyone's cheating right now, thankfully, but man, it makes it so hard to enjoy or play Roblox in general, and it's just, I'm so done, dude. I'm done with it. I just can't. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Roblox and I love Roblox games, but this exploiting problem is such a big problem that I despise it so much, man. Besides the whole Roblox exploiting issues, I've actually been doing pretty good lately. I've been having a lot of fun just grinding my games and playing whatever I want to play whenever I want to play it. I know that some of you guys are probably thinking, oh yeah, UndeadNekomancer fell off. He should have stayed as UndeadNekomancer, should have stayed as SCP. And I'm gonna be real to anyone who's actually thinking that or saying that out there. Just let them know or tell yourself that I frankly do not give a singular shit. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that, I'm gonna be honest, it felt like I wasn't being myself before. I'm not gonna get into this all over again because I know that I already got into this with that Frontlines video I made on this whole update, but I just feel like it's still necessary to say that I've been having a blast because I really have been. Streaming on Twitch, even though I don't get nearly as much viewership as what I did here on YouTube, it's still been a lot of fun, and it seems like and feels like the community I have over on Twitch is understanding of the type of community that I want to create. It's been a very, very fun time, and I've been able to play a whole lot of Elden Ring, which I've been wanting to play so goddamn bad. And I haven't even beat the game yet. I still gotta keep grinding and playing it, and I'll be streaming my entire progress on that game. And most of it, if not all of it, is gonna be my first time seeing and playing the game overall still. I know that the game's been out for roughly like a year now, but better late than never is the way I see it. I know that I should have probably gotten my Elden Ring playthrough done way sooner, but sometimes, you know, I'm a little bit late to the trend, and sometimes I'm a little bit slow to get things done. It is what it is. I can't fix the fact that I already missed time. Time is such a valuable resource. It's such a weird thing to think about that it's just like, I mean, look, you either do it in time or you don't do it in time, and I just didn't do it in time. Nonetheless, though, that doesn't mean that I enjoy Elden Ring any much less than I already do. I fucking love that game. I could play it all day, every day until I beat the game, and then more likely after I beat the game, I'd probably figure out what build I want to go for next, and then I'd rinse and repeat that process over and over again. It's just such a good game. And also, this would be the first Souls-like or Soulsborne, whatever you want to call it. It'd be the first type of game like that I would actually have fully beaten. But we'll see. I'm trying to get there. And then I want to get all the endings at some point, too. That'd actually be super fun. Oh my god. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm about to cry, dude. That sounds so sick. I also want to get another character sometime on Elden Ring where I'm doing nothing but grinding for max level and seeing how many new game pluses I can get. I think that could be a lot of fun. But I feel like eventually it'll get to a point where it's just going to feel so bad. All the enemies will be too difficult or something. I do have like my own little private game list that I've created, or I've been working on creating for myself essentially, because I used to have this one public game list where I would tell you guys everything that I'm playing, and I would try to keep it up to date, and I would try to keep it under a certain amount of video games so that way it's not too much and it's not too crazy. But I feel like that was limiting in its own way, and that's when I decided to change it and decided to make my own little private game list. That way no one has to be bothered about what I'm playing or whatnot like that. I don't know, it's weird, but Essentially, it's mostly a list of games I'm interested in, and I can change it freely whenever the hell I feel like it, so that way I can keep track of what genuinely is an interest to me and what isn't. And that's for the sake of creating videos and streaming on them. So for example, there's like Phantom Forces and Frontlines on there. More than likely, I'll go through my list and be like, oh, you know what? I don't feel like playing either today. Maybe I'll play some Call of Duty, or maybe I'll be like, you know what? Frontlines sounds the best out of these for right now, so I'm gonna do that today. That sort of thing. And while I was looking through my list today, I thought of Phantom Forces would probably be the funnest because I actually do enjoy Phantom Forces quite a bit. But holy fuck about the exploits, please. I'm so sick of it. I really am. It's so hard to play and enjoy Roblox. Now, for anyone who is curious though about what's most likely to get on my list of games, it depends on its genre. For example, I really love MMORPGs, I really love first-person shooters, and I also really love single-player games that are very full of story, or just story-rich, essentially. I don't know what it is, but those are my types of games that I love. Now, if I had to pick 1, 2, and 3, you know, the top 3 or whatever, then I would have to say MMORPG is number 1 for me. First-person shooter is probably number 2, and then number 3 for me is single-player. But single-player games that are story-rich and first-person shooters can swap out between 2nd and 3rd place for me every once in a while. Depends on how good a game is. And it also would depend on whether or not it's like a combination of sorts. Because if it's a RPG and a single-player game like Elden Ring, I love that shit. But then again, it just comes down to how well it's made. I don't really know what the criteria is to getting on my list other than, do I like it? Do I feel like I get enough fun or satisfaction out of my time spent playing it? And do I want to constantly learn more about it? That sort of thing. If a game meets all 3 of those criteria for me, then I'm gonna keep playing it and try to make content on it, and it's gonna be in my interest list. That doesn't really include the playthroughs that I have planned either. And I stream all of my playthroughs live on Twitch right now, and that's been a very fun time. I'm just very hopeful for the future, and I've been having a lot of fun lately, and I know that some of you guys are very worried about my channel or worried about me. Trust me, I went into this decision fully knowing well ahead of time and very well that my channel would essentially become a graveyard. But you know what? It's okay for me because I think I said this in the Frontlines video, but I genuinely believe that this would hurt me the most short term, and it'd be a massive W long term. Because I'm just thinking about it this way, right? All the fans that follow me or want to know me for a specific set of games that I play, they're probably going to be leaving now. They're probably going to be dipping out, not wanting to watch any of my content anymore. And honestly, here's the realistic point of view, and that is, that's a good thing. It's good that all these people who didn't like me for me are gone. And that's where the long-term massive W comes in, because that means all the audience that I get now will more than likely like me for me. And if you think about it that way, this is such a good massive W right here, man. It is so good. But for those of you guys who decided to stick with me and stay here and hang out and be part of my channel and the future of my content creation career and whatnot, I just want to say massive thank you to you all because I really appreciate it, man. It's not easy to follow a content creator for this long, let alone follow them through all their shortcomings and all their massive wins or whatnot. It's just, I'm just very appreciative of all of you guys who decided to stick by me. But of course, I don't really blame anybody for not continuing to watch me or whatnot. Like, like I don't have any hate towards them. It's just genuinely, I think it's for the best that the people who didn't like me for me don't watch my channel. Because like, honestly, what's the point of watching me if I really badly want to be this variety content creator where I get to play whatever I want, whenever I want, and just have you guys hang out with? And don't get me wrong, my personality is all over the place. Sometimes I'll be like very energetic and I'll have a ton of energy I'm pushing out on a daily basis. And then other times I just want to chill. Like right now, I'm kind of just chilling, playing a video game and getting mad at some things happening in Phantom Forces. But you know what? That's who I am, and I'm not gonna change myself for nobody. I'm gonna be me because I love myself, and I'm not gonna be afraid of being myself for internet clout. But no, all in all, I've been having a blast just making content nowadays, and it's gotten so much better. The views are significantly lower, the money is significantly lower, but I'm gonna be real, I feel like all those numbers only mattered for a short period of time, but that was because that's when I started to actually make things happen. Back on Roblox SCP, I started to care a little bit too much about my numbers and whatnot. And nowadays, I don't give a shit. And because I don't give a shit, my life's 10 times better. Like, I'm starting to feel like my life is being fulfilled all over again. And even if I somehow blow up randomly one day, I still don't believe that I would actually care, because I just learned that now at this point, it's easier to go through life not giving a shit. And on top of that, it's easier to do content creation whenever I'm making sure that myself is happy first and foremost, and then I can start worrying about my audience second. Something like that. I'm gonna be honest, I like the M14, but also it kind of sucks sometimes. It's mainly because of the recoil, having a significant recoil in general. It makes it a bit rough to use, but when you're up close, it absolutely destroys people unless they run around with a fucking BFG. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not a big fan of this map, which is crazy to think about because it's Desert Storm, right? And Desert Storm is probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular Phantom Forces map in the game, but I don't know why. I feel like people like sniping too much in Phantom Force, so much to the point where The sniping maps like Mirage and Desert Storm are very popular, but it's just like, what about all the other players, man? And people are like, oh, just get good or learn to aim or fight these people. It's just like, I mean, I'm pretty solid at first-person shooters, man, but it doesn't change the fact that these maps are kind of ass sometimes. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. I have no idea. I've been making some very weird, interesting, very fun setups on Phantom Forces, though. I don't like to be this meta-mancer type of guy. I'm really going for whatever I like. And what I like to do is I like to be fully aggressive as possible, even if it's at the cost of some recoil. Because, for example, I would build my weapons for movement speed, ADS speed, that sort of thing. It may not play the biggest of roles in a gunfight, but that extra 100 milliseconds or so could potentially be a lifesaver, which is why I love playing that way and building my guns that way. It's been very nice, but of course, if the recoil is too terrible, you bet your ass I'm not going to be making a really solid ADS movement speed type of build. I'm going to be building that shit for recoil, because I don't want to bash my head into a wall if it's bad. Oh my god. See what I mean? Look, I'm playing aggressively, and my entire enemy team is just, they're just dissipating. I've also been thinking about getting into other first-person shooters recently. I've been thinking about maybe doing a little bit of some Fortnite even. I know that Fortnite is a controversial topic at sometimes. I don't know why. I'm gonna be honest. I think that Fortnite's a solid game. I've never been really a big fan of battle royales, but I have been looking into maybe playing some Apex Legends, Valorant, Counter-Strike, and Fortnite, depending on how I feel about it. I'm probably gonna take a look into them, do a little bit of my own little research and whatnot, and then I will either make content on it or I won't. It'll be as simple as that. But that's kind of what I'm doing for a lot of different games, as well as I have a whole lot. I'm thinking that I have like 130 plus or games or whatever that I want to do playthroughs on, and I feel like that's a little bit crazy, so I gotta get through those, which is why I'm streaming a whole lot of Elden Ring lately. When it comes down to it, though, I think I just really need to work on having everything organized, keep doing what I'm doing, have fun with myself, and just keep making awesome content for you guys without caring about the numbers, because that's the best way to be a content creator and the healthiest way to be a content creator. What the fuck? Also, another thing that I know that some of you guys like is horror games. And I'm probably going to end up trying to do a bit more horror games here and there on this channel for things both in Roblox and outside of Roblox. But here's the thing, okay? I've talked to my friends a bit about this topic in particular. And let me tell you, I've asked them a question where it's like, would it be more entertaining for you to watch somebody who gets scared by a horror game or doesn't get scared at all by a horror game? And most of the time, people would be like, I mean, I wouldn't want to play it myself, so probably somebody who doesn't get scared. And I was like, okay, but what about entertainment? Would that be entertaining though? And they're like, okay, well, if we're putting it into like entertainment factor, probably somebody who gets scared. And I'm over here like, bro, I can handle horror games at like a 9 out of 10. 10 being like I can handle horror games extremely well to the point where they're not even scary. I played Poppy Playtime, didn't even flinch until I got to a point where a pipe burst. That was it. That was the only thing that scared me in the entirety of the first chapter of Poppy Playtime. I'm really interested to see if I get scared by any other game. I have a few games in mind. Like I have Amnesia now, which I'm probably gonna play through sometime in the near future, and I want to get Dead Space at some point too, but I just don't know if it's gonna actually scare me. I played a few good horror games on Roblox. None of those have actually scared me. So we're gonna have to wait and see for when those happen. Also, I want to show you guys an example of one of my cursed weapons that I end up using because it looks cursed, but it's super solid. For example, N94, I like the folded stock on it. I also use skeleton grip on it. Most people would probably recommend against using both. AK-12, it's somewhat similar. I'm using angled grip with the folded stock or the retracted stock. My bad. And the reason why I'm using angled is because of recoil. And on top of that, it also increases your ADS speed. And then of course we have this for movement speed and ADS speed. So yeah, it looks pretty good. And of course, AS-Val is similar to the N94 with it having skeleton grip and a retracted stock. So I'm kind of weird like that. Also, I've called this a folded stock too for the N94. Yeah, no, this is also a retracted stock. I don't know much about guns, okay? I just play the video game and have fun playing it, okay? That's all it comes down to. What the hell is going on? You know what? Okay, that was the weirdest fight I've ever had in this game, and I wish I could just bleach my eyes because of that. That was the worst fight I've ever fucking seen in this game. And if you guys are curious about how bad the recoil might be on the N94, it looks like this. If you want my honest opinion, the N94 having that bad of a recoil, even with all these like ADS speed and movement speed sort of attachments on it, it's pretty damn good. Even when you hyperburst the AK-12, my setup is also pretty damn good. Look at that. Look at that. I know that even at this range that this might be bad, but the thing is that it's all vertical recoil, meaning that if I miss, more likely other bullets will end up hitting regardless anyway, and it's pretty solid. Good ADS speed. Oh god. Oh, Jesus. Good ADS speed, good movement speed, all that good stuff. fuck. AS Val as well. Like, you literally can't go wrong with my setups right now because I don't know. I made them for myself. I created a meta for what I like, basically. I don't know if this is even meta or whatnot, but I do like it because I made it and it is good feeling to me. And I love it, man. I really do. The AS Val is probably one of my favorite ones just because it feels so good while also being the AS Val. But anyway, since that match is over, we're going to go ahead and just end it here then, I suppose. So without further ado, I can't wait to see all of you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!